Yo, I ascended OG Witch on the beta and I plan to do it on my main account as well. I'll get into the reason why soon. We're going to be looking at some gameplay in this video. I've got some gameplay with no boosts, no synergies first, and for an old champion, for a 2015 champion, one of the first champions to ever be released. She's honestly not too bad on her own. She's got some really good damage, some really strong power control. It's honestly not too bad. She's pretty solid. This is a battlegrounds level fight. It's got about the same amount of health as a battlegrounds match, a bit less. And yeah, we finished this fight pretty fast, 32 seconds, not bad for a very old champion. Next we got this event quest like fight. Every time we nullify a buff off Hela, we're going to gain a passive fury. And OG Witch is great to run through the Mystic EQ lanes because she has a really easy access to nullify. She has a 90% chance on all her critical hits to nullify a buff. So yeah, it's always nice to have champions that can run through event quests fast because it's boring as hell and no one wants to do it. So that's the reason to rank up OG Witch, but that's not the reason I'm telling you all to rank her up. Next season in Battlegrounds is going to be the crit me with your best shot meta. We know this, and Scarlet Witch in the crit me with your best shot meta is one of the best attackers in game because we all know about her signature ability, right? When she lands a critical hit, she gains one of her abilities like Furies, Power Gain. I think Power Gain's a defensive ability actually. But she gains Furies, Regen, Cruelties, Power Steal, all kinds of stuff. And in crit me with your best shot, when you intercept, you will gain guaranteed critical hits. And if Scarlet Witch has guaranteed critical hits, she's going to trigger one of her Furies, Cruelties, etc. on every single hit, and this makes her one of the fastest champions in game. This is the same node on Quicksilver. This has crit me with your best shot, and when we intercept we gain guaranteed critical hits. The only thing on this node though is that our buff duration is reduced by 5 seconds. So this is the best example I can show on how OP OG Witch will be. In the crit me with your best shot meta, we got that fight down in 60 seconds. That was 800k health, and that's not even Scarlet Witch at her full potential, honestly. In the crit me with your best shot meta, she does like 20-second fights. Not only that, she's very, very good on defense because whenever you land a critical hit against Scarlet Witch, she's going to trigger one of her defensive abilities like Power Gain, or she's going to apply exhaustions to you, which will lower your critical damage rating, which slows down the fight. Or she's going to apply poisons to you, which are obviously going to deal a lot of damage if a lot of poisons get applied to you. And if you're landing guaranteed critical hits on every hit, you're going to trigger one of these defensive abilities every hit. So she's going to be a pretty massive problem on defense, and she's going to be one of the best attackers. So she is going to be a must-have for the crit me with your best shot meta. This is why I'm making this video early, to give you all a warning to rank her up. And we're looking at some power shield fights now. We're fully synergized up. We did a winter soldier fight as well. That was about 30 seconds, and these power shield fights are literally 7 seconds. She's the most busted champ on power shield. She's the most busted champ in general. She might be the most busted champ in game with these synergies. The only synergy you need is the Quicksilver synergy. This is the synergy what gives you the prowess buffs, and it's the only mandatory synergy. The rest of the synergies are just nice to have. I'm running the Sigil Witch synergy, which just gives us 20% increased buff and debuff duration. And then Longshot and Rogue synergy, which just gives us some extra critical rating. But again, the only synergy we need is the Quicksilver one. And that was about a 800k Sigil Witch down in 30 seconds. Ridiculous. We got one of those Act 7 Nova bosses, which everyone likes to show off, and OG Witch is going to put the rest of the champions in game to shame. 12 seconds fight, 500k SB2, not even boosted, just with a full synergy team. That is ridiculous. She absolutely destroys any story content. It's funny. So yeah, even if you're not Battlegrounds focused and you don't want to rank her up for the crit me with your best shot meta, if you're not Battlegrounds focused and you're story content focused, rank her up for that, because yeah, she's insane with just a single synergy. I remember when this synergy dropped, the prowess buffs actually had no stack limit. It got nerfed the same day, but for a bit we had that synergy with no stack limit, and 5-star Scarlet Witches were hitting like 1 million SB2s with like 10 prowess buffs. It was actually crazy. People complained when that got nerfed as well. It did need to be nerfed. It was way too OP, but yeah, that was a fun time in MCOC. And she's still really OP with 3 prowess buffs as it is, so you can't complain too much. It is easy to get pushed to an SB3 with Witch though, because you get a lot of power steal, and the power steal is unpredictable. You'll randomly get it, so it's very easy to get pushed to L3 with her, which is pretty annoying because of course the SB3 doesn't do as much damage as those massive yellow number SB2s, but it's fine. That was still about a 200k SB3 we hit in a fight. And now we're going to be doing some fully boosted gameplay. Got a 150% Mystic Power Back, not even a 200% Mystic Power Back boost. You know why? Because it would be way too much power. With a 150% boost, we're getting sent straight to an SB3 after a single special too. So yeah, 200% power back boost would be overkill. And that's 800k Gauntlet Terrax in 17 seconds. That's the fastest one I've had yet. That's the fastest Gauntlet Terrax fight I've had yet. And I've done a lot of Gauntlet Terrax fights for these videos. And she's a great option for this vision, thanks to her power control. Her power control is really underrated. She has power steal and power lock. It's honestly really strong. Like, I don't get how more people don't talk about her being one of the best power control champions in the game. Yes, she is RNG reliant, but you get that RNG pretty often. And here's another great example on how strong her power control is. This Dormammu has Footloose, so when he throws a special attack, he'll go unstoppable and have a chance to evade. But luckily, that power lock is going to keep him from throwing any special attacks. And yet again, another 800k health pool destroyed in 20 seconds. This is only a 6-star Scarlet Witch, by the way. Imagine a 7-star Max Sig rank 3 Scarlet Witch. That would be insane. I know a lot of people have 7-star Scarlet Witches from placing masters in war. I don't do war anymore, so I haven't got a 7-star Scarlet Witch, so I'll be ascending my 6-star, and that's what I recommend most people do, even if you have the 7-star, unless your 7-star is very high Sig, because yeah, she needs max Sig to really be at her best. I'd say only rank the 7-star if it's above Sig 100 really, but I doubt many people have a 7-star OG Witch that's above Sig 100. I doubt that many people have a 7-star OG Witch in the first place. But yeah, this is a 5 million health pool group. I decided to give the 10 mil Cap America boss a little break. We've been beating up on him a bit too much, so this is the 5 mil health pool group. This is around the same health pool as a Abyss fight, a Necro fight. And the reason I don't go into Abyss or Necro is because those places have damage caps, so we wouldn't be able to see the massive yellow SB2s. With this group, there's no damage cap, so we can see the full damage potential of OG Witch, and it's insane. I'm pretty sure we hit a 800k SB2 in this fight, which is just ridiculous for a 6-star that doesn't have no ramp up. Like, literally, you just hit your opponent, you gain your 3 prowess buffs almost instantly, and she starts doing insane damage. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe. Rank up your OG Witches for next meta. If you're not into Battlegrounds, rank her up for your story content. She is insane. And we get this 5 mil health pool down in under 2 minutes, which is the time of a Battlegrounds fight, which is crazy.